Wagner got a hand on it. Okpara's been banged up, but obviously he's on the floor. It was a hip bruise. Gillespie in the paint, and that one is taken right away. Kevin Brazil has been a revelation with his consistency early this season. Keep an eye on number 7 in white.
If you're Tennessee, you have to keep Arkansas in a half-court game today.
10 on the shot clock. Acuff, mismatch. Okpara was on him. That's no good.
You will see Tennessee switch 1 through 5. Rick Barnes has confidence that Okpara can stay in front of those Arkansas guards.
Good cut down low. Denied there. Good block as Wagner got back.
What great recovery defense by Arkansas their first 2 possessions.
There's Brazil's, his first 3. Around and out. And a collision there between. They talked a lot about their out-of-bounds plays.
Give it back to Acuff.
He does have Okpara on him. Carter Knox for a shot. No good. 0 for 3 to start, and a rebound to the Volunteers. This is their highest recruited, rated guy ever, Ament, who threw it to the corner. 3, Boswell.
Well, Boswell is percentage-wise Tennessee's best three-point shooter, only his 10th three-point make of this season, but a great job of reversing that basketball from 1/3 to the far third.
Shoots over 56%. Another one missed. Tennessee gonna try to run. Gillespie. Oh, wow. He was able to make it. No foul on Knox.
What a tough finish. Gillespie is so good at taking a hit and finishing for a small guard.
Arkansas 0 for 4. Brazil, ball fake, got Okpara in the air. Took it inside, denied. And that was Okpara, who Rick Barnes declared, we believe, may be the best defender in the country.
Well, I would agree, and certainly around the rim. That is Okpara's 226th block shot in his college career. And that's the ability of Gillespie to turn his body and finish plays in traffic.
Brazil was hit. Foul on Dwayne Brown. Came in when Cade Phillips went out. You see Phillips here after his surgery. He says the pain is behind him, but Brown has been inserted into the starting lineup, 6 in orange.
It is a take the paint away game for Tennessee.
Not a good pass. And Ament. And Acuff will let him breeze to the bucket.
Man, what a start for the Volunteers. Hard-nosed coach. Guards you tough, and he hammers that ball inside on the offensive end.
So what does Calipari do out of the timeout to try to get this offense on track? They're 0 for their first 5. I figured Acuff would be a figure in that, and he is.
He is so good. That floater game for Acuff, he finishes, Ravi, about at a 60% rate, and that's a tough shot for a 6'2 guard.
So they've broken the seal, 7-2 now.
Well, what did he do out of the timeout? He went to his playmaker, Acuff.
Alley-oop there from Boswell to Okpara.
You see that 3 or 4 times a game from Tennessee. They go empty corner with Okpara setting the ball screen, and just an easy rim run for a 7-footer.
Tennessee may be peaking at the right time pre-conference play. They won by 21, 42, and 51 their last 3 games. And Acuff's got 4.
Well, there's your answer for Arkansas offensively. Just trusting your best playmaker to make a play. Acuff rejects the ball screen and gets to the pull-up 15-footer with ease.
Deflection by Knox and some substitutions coming in. Big body Jalen Carey and the 7-footer J.P. Estrella for Tennessee. Okpara and Brown Jr. get a break.
Ravi, it's so important for Arkansas to get deflections and steals and turnovers in this game, and Tennessee will give it to you. They are number 220 in the nation with an 18% turnover rate, talking about the Volunteers.
Right.
They can't have that high of number today in this building.
Amari Abram has the ball now just into the game. Ball fake got Wagner in the air. And right off the bench, he fires a shot that misses.
Probably should have taken the open 3.
Wagner has been shooting much better lately. Acuff's got the open one. He's got all 7.
Man, Arkansas had to fight, though, to get a paint touch, but once they did, Acuff just fills from behind.
Carey blocked from behind. Who was it? Acuff. Here he comes, a chance to tie or put him ahead. Oh, Brazil rising and flushing.
Kentucky player and Brian Long on the national championship team in the building today. Just the relationship and the trust and the belief that they have in their former players is exceptional stuff.
Nate Ament gets pinned down there on the baseline, and man, after that timeout, Acuff took over, and Arkansas has got themselves in a 9-9 ball game.
Short clock. Tennessee's got to know it.
That's a takeaway for Brazil.
You allow Arkansas to get into their transition game. It can be a slow transition with their drags.
Brazil right by his man Estrella, and there will be a foul. He'll shoot 2 free.
How to coach elite guards, and Darius Acuff is one of those guys on that list. And he has flipped this game in the last 3 minutes.
Well, Malik Ewan there, helping on that 50-50 ball, keeps it with Arkansas. Malik Thomas is in. He provides instant offense off the bench.
In your press offense.
Thomas, one in white, who's on the ball. Another one of those fantastic freshman recruits for Calipari, who, as you've seen in the news, insists, I will continue to recruit high schoolers. Ament trying to get it over, and he forgot about a 10-second violation. His bench was encouraging him, you gotta go.
With that bad press break by Tennessee. The guards were not involved in the press break action. You threw it to Carey, who's not a ball handler, and wasted time, and then Nate Ament was actually stuck. You could see it coming when Ament got it. He only had 5 seconds to get it across. That's a team turnover breakdown by the team in orange.
How much of that is the intensity of the Arkansas Razorbacks in this building?
A lot, man. You have to be probably 8-10 points better than Arkansas as the visitor today.
Thomas, no good, and Akpara clears.
Thomas is a bucket-getting dude, though, talking about one in white. Leads Arkansas shots taken per minutes played. He comes to fire.
Second on the team in scoring, 15 a game. High arcing 3. Boswell, that's Gillespie, was off. And Shao says we're going the other way. It's Arkansas basketball. To your point, Jimmy, Arkansas is 8 at home this season, and the average margin of victory is 24 points.
Well, we were here for the Louisville SEC-ACC Challenge, and Arkansas just knocked Louisville all around in that ball game.
Acuff, 8 of the 11 early points. Malik Ewan. He'll kick it. Trevin Brazil, 3-corner, short.
Yeah, the Arkansas puts so much pressure on you. They have gravity pull on your defense with 5 big-time three-point shooters.
Carey is a big body down low. He's trying to carve out some space for himself. He does there, and he lays it up and in.
That is classic scoring before you ever got the ball because he owned his position.
Yeah.
Tennessee won't feed the post if you post up outside the lane. Jalen Carey has learned that now. He gets both feet right on that restricted arc.
6'8", 267, Jalen Carey.
He is a load.
Thomas, the floater, no good. Rebound Ewan on the offensive glass, picked. And 2-on-1, give and go, up and in. Nice, pretty play by both Boswell and Gillespie.
Yeah, what a pass by Boswell. Had he not given that ball up, probably would have got their 4th shot blocked in this game. Terrific find by 3 in orange.
Ewan's turn down low.
So, Ravi, even when you score against Arkansas, you have to think, I'm in transition defense. They rip that ball out of the net and run it right up your backside faster than anybody in this league.
They average 90 points a game. And again, that's non-conference, going to get a little tougher, a lot tougher in the SEC. But 90 a game is the way they like to go. Bad pass, loose pass, 10 seconds.
Ball screen, Gillespie downhill.
Akpara all the way to the basket, and he will pick up the.
Last year when he was playing for South Carolina, he had 16 and 14 on Tennessee. He showed the entire team those clips last night saying, tomorrow's the same chance.
Is that why Pringle had the edge today in the shoot-around?
Well, he had one, did he not?
He did.
Good pocket pass.
Yep, Brown will kick it. Evans. Great defense by Pringle. Man, you just mentioned 5 on the shot clock. Gillespie a high 3. That is a big rebounder. Wagner. Again, Pringle blew up their possession. And that's good hands. Steal by Evans. He's got Akpara at the rim. He takes it himself and a bad shot. Here we go the other way. Pringle, he thought about an alley-oop, had it go off his fingers and out of bounds. I mean, display. But today, a 1 of 6 start. Here are the numbers and where they rank in the conference. Acuff is back into the game for Arkansas. He's leading them in scoring, and he is in Abrams' grill.
There's no purpose to this offensive possession for Tennessee.
Wow, that's Pringle again. The shot from Abram. Abram is off. Knox had it. And it is an all-out scrum. Acuff had that spurt early. He has 8 points in the half. And we got about 8:20 to go. Good defense, and here's a steal. Evans contested, lays it up and in.
See the difference though by Evans? He went in to score. Yes, he got his shoulder into the defender, but he was locked in on that right square.
Yeah, with a bigger guy, Knox chasing him. Thomas, he fires up a 3, and Abram gave him an inch, and he took advantage of all of it.
He is a gunner, and I mean that in a complimentary way. He is a thirsty, hungry dude with the ball in his hands.
Evans, good elevation, and he let that go at the top of his jump.
I mean, he's going to be a player. He's that physical guy that Rick Barnes has used all the way back to his days at Clemson and Providence, that big physical 2-3 guard.
He scored 15 in that game against GW, the freshman out of Pittsburgh, 6'5", 220, Amari Evans. Thomas, a baseball pass. And Knox missed.
The reason why Tennessee is so good on the offensive glass, Ravi, offensively, they always have one guy at the rim, if not 2.
Here by Knox, Jimmy, excuse me, and he will flush it down.
That has been Tennessee's issue all year long. Too high of a turnover rate, and they don't make free throws, and it's biting them again right now in Bud Walton.
Three ball, no. Akpara had it. Thomas. Acuff. Pull up 3. No good. Bronzo! And the red and white at Bud Walton are all on their feet. Brown lost it on the way up, tipped it back up and in. And they sit back down.
Ravi, that overall team speed by Arkansas, it's hard to adjust to. And Tennessee just right now not sprinting the defense with a purpose. I mean, that's Brazil just wide open.
Brazil's got 5 points. He's got 5 rebounds and 2 follow-up flushes. Thomas 3, splash.
I love his game. I don't like it, I love it. This guy comes with a swagger, hungry dog's move, and he's in constant movement without the basketball.
Lead grows to 7. He and Acuff have combined for 16 of those, 8 each. Brown too deep.
Just got that right shoulder into the Arkansas defender. If you cannot play through contact in this game, you can't play. And that goes both ways.
Acuff one-on-one goes behind his back as Cal called out of play. They'll switch, and Thomas takes off power into the hole. What a shot!
Man, John Calipari is, well, look at this.
Picked off by Ewan. He went high and challenged one of the best shot blockers in the country. Oh,
wow.
Boy, how about that? A transition three from Abram in the corner after the block.
It could have easily been a 5-point swing right there if the thing goes the other direction. Boy, Tennessee just careless with the ball multiple times in this first half. But to Seth's point, from a coaching standpoint, it's the game within the game. And that's, if you can match Tennessee on the glass, you're in great shape if you're Arkansas on your home floor this afternoon. Yeah, Nate Ament has got to, he's not a physical kid, but he's got to play physical. We talked about that the last time we had the Tennessee game against Louisville.
The highest rated recruit in Tennessee history. Carey, strong. That may have been a goaltend, but it's ended up being tipped back in by Estrella.
But it gives us a peek of Rick Barnes' mind. Coming out of a timeout, he knew exactly where he was going to go with that ball. Just pounded on the inside. That's trouble.
Yeah, Wagner through the alley-oop. Yep. Beautifully to Richmond.
You get Wagner on a NASCAR cut where he's cutting off of a turn and got momentum. Man, it puts a lot of pressure on the rim defense.
They left Estrella open. He knocks down a three. J.P. Estrella.
Those bigs for Tennessee, they don't shoot but about one a game, but they shoot at a pretty high clip when you combine Estrella and Carey.
He's a
and
40% guy. Wagner, same thing, Jimmy. Threw it up, no good this time. Evans absorbed the body of Brazil.
He has no issue with playing physical. I love one in orange. Rick Barnes called his play about 3 games ago and said, son, I'm going to give you a chance, and man, has he produced.
Tied again at 31.
The collisions at the rim, you've got to win in this league.
Wagner no good. He's been shooting a lot better after a bumpy start from 3. The last 3 games, 8 of 12.
You know what I'm saying, though, Ravi? You're going to get body-on-body contact at the rim in this league.
Yeah.
You got to win way more of those plays than you lose.
Amen. Way too strong and long for an air ball.
Boy, he is dangerous.
Acuff lost it. The hands of Evans.
I tell you about my guy Evans.
Amen will pick up the.
And you and I are going to stay and do the Kentucky-Arkansas women's game on Sunday.
Good win for the Lady Wildcats.
Yeah, Kenny Brooks, man, what a hire by Mitch Barnhart, that women's program at Kentucky.
Look at Thomas.
Yeah.
So soft with that touch.
That NASCAR cut, Cal has used it over the years for scoring guards.
Good seal again by Carey and a good entry pass by Estrella.
It's almost like Cal is saying, Tennessee can't guard my guards, and Rick Barnes is saying, Arkansas can't guard my bigs. It's just a classic clash of styles this first half.
Tennessee's got 24 of their 33 in the paint, and Billy Richmond just missed one. Amen's open. He got Richmond up in the air, and he from Cal and you.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll put that out on the YouTube channel later. There is that same cut you talked about. Wagner softly laid it up, but to no avail. And the loose ball goes Tennessee's way, and they're going to get Pringle, who picks up another one, this time on the floor. And for Nick Pringle, Jimmy, that's his 3rd.
He's the one physical guy that John Calipari trusts in a physical game. So Arkansas gets a little taller with Ewan checking in, but not quite the physicality that Pringle brings.
Jimmy, you've coached obviously at every level here. How do you engage Nate Ament?
You just got to keep holding him accountable, you know, and playing low. He plays too tall, Nate Ament does, tucked away in this corner, 10 in orange. He's all of 6'11". But again, I'll say it, you don't have to be physical, but you have to play physical. And he's going to learn in this SEC grind.
Boy, a long 3, 30 feet away, and it goes for Gillespie, who didn't have a great shooting first half. He was 2 of 7. But a good free to start.
Tennessee they just make 7 threes a game at 34%. They don't rely heavily on that three-point shot.
Acuff to the paint to kick Brazil's three. No good, and a good job by Brown to box out Ewan. Tennessee on top. We'll try again. No good. Offensive rebound. It's Boswell. And Calipari looks to his bench and says, I need more action. Okpara too strong.
And Okpara has missed 2 layups in this game off that roll.
Good job by Boswell. He deflected it right off the leg of Brazil. And a bit of a bumpy start here in the first 90 seconds for Arkansas.
Yeah, 3 and Orange has earned his starting spot for Rick Barnes because he's the best defender. And remember, he learned from the best. He went up against Meshack time and time again last year as a true freshman, becoming that clamp-down defender that Tennessee has been known for.
Such a good point about the guys that aren't here anymore for all the teams. The reverse, and that was too easy, and he missed an easy layup to Gillespie. And then the ball was ripped by Thomas. The turnover for Tennessee. Spin move, Malik Thomas, no good. Ewan quickly, that's the goaltend on Okpara.
Cannot block shots when you leave the floor from under the rim, and that's basically where Okpara was. Boy, Tennessee has missed 2 layups to start the second half.
First of 18 conference games for the SEC and 2 powers in the conference. Amen. That's a pretty move in the paint.
That was a physical drive because he got a little lower, and his ability to stop like that for a 6'11" athlete is rare, unique, and uncommon.
Thomas, that's that off-balance shot of his. He nearly had an offensive rebound from his backside, and it's out of bounds off Tennessee. Cal is on the floor screaming, grab it. Did you go to the thesaurus today for synonyms? Did you go rare, uncommon, and unique all in one?
Yeah, and I looked up another one that Cal threw out us prior to the game. Fugazi?
Yes.
Yeah, fugazi is a slang word which refers to something that is fake or damaged beyond repair. That's his take on where we are with the NIL.
Basketball.
Yes, in college basketball. Fugazied. And he's not wrong.
Ament works baseline, went up for the dunk, and there you go.
Really? For a 6'11" guy on the golf course. Although he's not playing as physical as you want, he still draws 7 fouls a game. That's a high number.
Acuff was left open on a cross-court pass. That comes up short, and Arkansas cold shooting to start this second half.
You know Tennessee wants to get that ball in the paint. That's where their DNA and their oxygen is.
Yeah, Amen starting to feel it a little bit. Couldn't get that one to get a friendly roll here in Arkansas.
But if I'm Coach Barnes, I live with every 15-foot pull-up that Nate Ament can get off.
A difficult shot by Brazil. He may have rolled his ankle there after he made the shot. But he looks like he's all right.
Just downhill with force, right? 7 in white.
Amen goes up. They're going to call Richmond.
A soft response from the ACC office.
Crowd to its feet with the Hogs on defense. Estrella barreled his way to the bucket and lost it off his leg.
Tennessee played in a really crowded half court that time, trying to go with the 2-man game on the inside. Ravi, Arkansas doing a good job of sitting on that low offensive player for Tennessee, sitting on his legs. Things you must do against bigs in this league. Tennessee ball.
intense defense, both sides.
Amari Evans is going to be a problem in this league for multiple years. He's not even close to a one-and-done guy. He's going to be maybe a 4-year guy for Tennessee. And what potential Rick Barnes has inside that dude's body.
Yeah, another, like you said, Meshack Ziegler.
Yeah.
Arkansas, 2 guys. Richmond with 3 fouls. Pringle with 3 fouls. And those are 2 very physical players. Carey down deep, left hand blocked by Ewan. Ament has it. Finger rolls it in.
Look at the size that Tennessee puts around the rim on the shot. 7 foot, 6'11", 6'11". Again, the best offensive rebounding team in all of college ball.
Remember, offensive rebounds first half as Acuff goes to the rack, and he will have a chance for.
Again, his floater game's at 60%. His finishes at the rim are in the high 60s. He's a 40+% three-point shooter. He's the real deal and is a serious threat to be the SEC Player of the Year as a first-year college guard.
Acuff and Thomas, 29, half of the 48 points for Arkansas tonight. Gillespie, an easy one, man. High screen from Estrella, set it up.
Way too easy. Arkansas could see it coming. There was no one on the white line, no one there to lead the drive by that second and third defender.
Richmond had to throw it high up over Estrella, and the battle goes to Tennessee on the glass. Here's Evans. Clear lane, and it was cleared by Carey.
That is a screen assist by Carey. What a hustle play by 23 in orange to win the sprint to the rim and seal his defender off. Just created a drive opportunity in transition.
They're going to call Ewan. A moving screen on Ewan. He came up late.
Ravi, watch Jalen Carey, man. You're talking about a load of a guy to run the floor right here, man, to seal that thing off. And all that does, that's a screening assist, not a passing assist, but his screen resulted in the 2 points.
So the 6'8", 267-pounder who transferred from both SMU and then Vanderbilt out of Florida. How would Vanderbilt be if Carey was still there?
Oh, my. As good as they are now, and +1.
Go back in. He plays with 3 fouls, and Tennessee tries to get a 4th on him. Shao said offensive foul.
That is not going to be a pleasing call for Rick Barnes. The baseline official, Olandis Poole, stared right at it and had no call. And Dunk Shows comes in from 25 feet away. Right call or wrong call, those are the calls that really drive a coach crazy.
Thomas, no chance there. That time, very good defense by Evans. They still have 10 on the shot clock as Acuff dribbled through a maze to get that thing up. He was avoiding bodies both standing and on the ground.
Another seal off by Carey.
Watch it. Oh, Estrella went up for a big dunk. He's got 9. He and Ament and Gillespie leading the way. Acuff finds Thomas. Knox went up hard, and he got hit. Put the big scoreboard here and sees 3 next to his name with regards to fouls. So number 3 on number 0.
Man, neither team can get separation, right? It feels like a game that's going down to that last minute.
Good defense. They have to start all over again with 8. Gillespie. He had that knocked out of his hands by Ewan. Here's Acuff. And Abram chased him down, and he will pick up the foul. Leaned that one in. And he now has 15. He and Thomas 15 and 16 respectively. And a great game, 53 all.
They'll be strong with it. Man, Arkansas, they're so good at coming from behind.
Great pass. Yeah, Brown no, Brown yes. Great pass from Gillespie. These are big shoes to fill, Zakai Ziegler and what he meant to this program, and Gillespie has done admirably well with that. That's pretty. Acuff lays it up and in with 17 now.
He just grabs paint. Talking about Acuff, 5 in white.
Watch it.
Wow, careless. You got numbers now, though. That's
and how
huge.
about just a silencer from Amari Evans?
What a big Valentine by Evans. As a true freshman on the road, you've got numbers, and you've got the courage to pull from 3 in front of Rick Barnes.
With a 5-on-3.
Yes.
And Thomas, no. And missed.
Yeah.
Free throws have killed him.
That is the recipe to get your tails beat in conference play.
6 of 15. Estrella being back down. Ewan left hand, no good. Yeah, Gillespie, that was blocked there. Ewan. Just hustle from Knox, and he draws the foul.
Must watch TV. I mean, her high percentage, I think she's shooting like 75% from the floor, like literally unguardable on that low block.
Arkansas's got 9 blocks today. That's most by a Tennessee opponent this season. Nine blocks, and Tennessee's missed 9 free throws. Brown, that looked like he got away with a walk. That's the 10th block of the game by Arkansas.
Arkansas started the game blocking shots with their guards. They've continued it with their bigs in this second half.
And they're going to get Ament, who is pleased here all the way to the Sweet 16. Remember, they started 0-5. There's Ewan. He's blocked, but he's also fouled. So sudden, it's an 8-point game, which is the largest lead for either team today. Again, a slow, loose pass that's deflected out of bounds, and they will reverse that initial call from Alandis Poole. Doug Shows was right there and said, no, that is staying right here. It's Tennessee basketball.
Well, that play is different. That's good buddy refereeing with Doug Shows.
Yeah, sure.
To say, no, I saw it. Maybe you were blocked. But this ball stays with Tennessee. A critical possession right now for the Vols.
Trying to end an 11-0 run. Gillespie. Splash, and that can do it.
Man, Arkansas had him. They had him in a short clock, and they just let Gillespie come off wide open clean off of a simple high ball screen up top.
Gillespie with a dozen. That's his second 3 tonight. Back in after a prolonged break. We saw him being tended to by the training staff. And again, Gillespie plays with 4 fouls. A lot of dribbling here from Ament. Jump hook, no good.
Wow.
Tipped up and in by Evans.
He has been Tennessee's best player today. I believe that's his 27th point combined in the last 2 games. He only had 18 total prior to the last 2. Or can you get back-to-back stops?
Well, they got a steal there from Gillespie. He's got Boswell with him. Try to create contact, and wow, a late whistle there. And this crowd didn't like it. I think they get it on Thomas. Free throws, and they have really cost themselves today. 7 for 17. Think that they would try to bring the ball at Gillespie and get him out of the game. He's got 4 fouls. Instead, the three, too strong. Great offensive rebound, and it was ripped once it came down towards the ground. Boswell with Knox behind him. That's a goaltend off of the back.
Or can you keep Acuff out of the paint? Is a huge concern right now for Tennessee. He is so good as a true freshman, making plays. It's about players, not plays right now, Ravi.
See how the motor runs for the kid from Detroit with 4. He launches and bangs it in. Wow.
To my point, that wasn't a lot of offense ran. That was just a player making a play. Man, is that dude good.
We're going to get a foul and a whistle.
When you watch Acuff play, your first question as the coach is, does my first defender bother him? They do not. He's not bothered by your primary defender. He's constantly reading that second and third defender, making plays, sees the game as a veteran for an 18, 19-year-old kid.
He's played 32 minutes as the 6'3", 190-pound freshman. In his last 7 games, he's averaged over 20, shooting 44% from 3, and he's having himself an incredible game. 2 of 6 from 3 today, 8 of 14 total, 24 big points. 3-point ball game, 3.5 to go.
Trying to get that NASCAR cut, but Boswell got on top of Acuff and wouldn't let him have it.
The floater, no good. There's that offensive rebound. Ewan was last time that Nate Amen had a 10-second violation, bringing the ball over half court, and a 5-second in the same game.
Probably the only time it's happened in his career.
Acuff, that's good hands that time by Evans. They got 3 on the shot clock. Knox puts it up. And he knocked it down. A huge shot from Carter Knox. Parra, no. Ewan, good defense and a rebound. And Arkansas and their fans starting to smell it.
Remember I said a couple of minutes ago, at this stage in the game, it's not plays, it's players. We saw Acuff do it. We just saw Carter Knox make a play as well.
Remember, the 5-second violation, the turnover led to that. Acuff wants it one-on-one, launches. Money! 27 in the game for Acuff.
Same way with hard-playing teams. You want to be a
watch.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, that was what we call a hospital ball, just thrown up there.
That was an SEC
to the attention. But another very good game for Malik Thomas.
When you start talking about the best freshman guard combo to ever come through Arkansas,
this is it, right?
It's probably going to start with these two right here.
Yeah.
And there have been some great guards come through here, but not like these two cats, how they've delivered in big games.
Calipari and Barnes,
great friends
at midcourt, and they are now tied when it comes to number of victories in their careers, each with 846. Arkansas protects home court. They win it 86-75. And as active Division I coaches go,